Hey guys, Chris here from UrbanQ Today we're going to make you some lamb ribs, something new. I'm sure that maybe some of you have done, some of you haven't, but I'm going to show you what we do here at the old Q. First we're going to start off with a rack of lamb ribs, and as you can see there's quite a bit of silver skin here. We're going to take all this off as we go. And then you're going to do the same thing on the back of the ribs. I'm not going to show you everything. You guys know how to take the membrane off the back. I'm going to get in there and take what I can off. There is a layer of meat right through here, and there's a little silver skin right here, but I'm just going to take a little bit of that off because a lot of that will kind of dissolve as we're smoking. So I'm going to take that off like that, and then right here is a good piece that probably should come off, so we're taking that off. And then we're going to flip them over, and on the back you've got a membrane here. I've already kind of scored it so I can pull it off, but I'm going to cut this little piece of meat off right here. You can leave that on, but it won't help you much in the way of tenderness when you get these ribs off the grill. So then the only other thing that I would do to these after I've got them trimmed up, kind of even that side up. So I turn that over, and then I'm going to make a rub. So in the rub, I've got about a teaspoon of basil, and I've got a teaspoon of the UrbanQ Smokehouse All About the Meats seasoning. Now this has about, I don't know, 12 different spices in there. Gonna add in some of our button rack rub, about a teaspoon of that. Also, about a teaspoon of ground rosemary. Rosemary goes really good with the lamb. And also some ground thyme. And that gives you a little bit of aromatic situation going on there. And then I'm going to use probably just about a teaspoon of applewood smoked sea salt. And the reason I like that, it's just going to give me a little extra smoky flavor. And then kind of one of my key ingredients here is mitmita, and this is an Ethiopian pepper grind. They basically refer to this as Ethiopian hot sauce. It is pretty darn hot, so a little bit goes a really long way. If you can't find the mitmita, which would be at a specialty store, you're going to use you can use serrano powder, and that's pretty easy to find too. So I'm not even going to oil these up. I'm just putting this straight on, and I'm only going to do it on one side because the bone side doesn't have, in my opinion, enough to make it any better, any worse. And then I'm going to slip these on. Today I'm cooking these on the Rectech Mini, so we're going to put these on, and then we'll come back a little later and take a look at them. So the lamb ribs are finally done. 3.5 hours, 250 on the Mini, and they look really good. So basically what we do when I'm doing these, you don't have to brush them up with anything, but I like to use our UrbanQSmokehouse.com Molasses Dragon, which is kind of an Asian kind of style sauce. So it goes along with our hot pepper in here and all the other flavors that we have going on. So I'm just going to brush a little bit on, and not a terrible amount, just enough to kind of just give it a little bit of a glaze. And then we're going to serve these. We would serve these with our pickled onions, which that's a great recipe too. If you haven't done it before, basically take 2 cups of cider vinegar, half a cup of sugar, a tablespoon of sea salt, and put in as many red onions as you can get in there. If you want to do a large batch, 8 cups of cider vinegar, 2 cups of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of salt. And they make, they're really easy and they're really tasty. So I'm gonna cut these. Now when you, look at that, they're cutting really good. Now on these as well, these are kind of like St. Louis ribs, where you've got a little bit of you've got some cartilage, or those little bones like rib tips down in here too. So I'm not getting around those real good. I should have cut them from the back, but at any rate, so you've got one bone here, kind of goes up in there, and then you've got those 2 little bones. Now here's that fat cap, that meat cap that was kind of on the top, little fat cap in there, and then the meat along the bone. But you know, really tasty. And oh boy, those are good. You will love these. So if you can find the lamb ribs around, grab them up, throw them on, let them go. A little pickled onion. Holy smokes, what more could you ask for?